Hello. I'm Jeremy Brett. Believe it or not, that was me. In 1964, come with me now. A journey through time and back again.
I invite my fellow students to a round of rum punch.
Accepted?
Accepted!
Return the courtesy, monsieur.
A verbal message. Deliver it to me now. My squadron is on picket duty. This evening, we saw the French put out their fires and we heard sounds in their camp. The enemy's on the move, sir.
Is that all?
Is that all?
You're drunk.
Inebriated, old chap.
Well done. But please, be a little quieter when you come in from your boozing. Otherwise, you'll find complaints being made to the warden.
That is he.
I'll never forget what you've done to me. You see, I'll get you. I'll get you. Come on! What are you doing? I'll get you! I'll get you! Let me down! Let me down!
Where'd you get him?
She'd never tell me. And she was trying to give it up. She promised me she'd take a cure.
Oh, these were the medicines you were talking about.
Yes, and Dane took the money. I'm certain that she told him where she got the stuff, and that's how he was blackmailing her. She'd recorded what she said on tape.
He said there wasn't a tape.
But I told you. I got it away from him that night and gave it back to Ursula.
Then either she destroyed it or something.
Freddie Einsford Hill. How do you do?
How do you do?
It's the new small talk. You do it so awfully well.
You don't think I'm a heartless gutter snipe, do you?
Darling, how could you imagine such a thing? You know how I feel. I've written 2 or 3 times a day telling you, sheets and sheets.
I know nothing. Absolutely nothing about this island. Do you know what's impressed me most?
No.
Petro's hatred of me. You know, in 2.5 years, I haven't bothered to learn Greek or Turkish.
Seek one's fortune. It's a great moment in a man's life. There, that is yours now. Since you were born a Gascon, my son, you cannot fail to be brave. Never fear quarrels, but seek adventures. I have taught you how to handle a sword. You have muscles of iron and a wrist of steel. So fight on all occasions.
On all occasions, Father?
But naturally, a gentleman should never refuse any opportunity.
All right, let's get to it. We haven't got much time. Come on, Nancy girl, open it. Kitten, I can get to play a little bit rough.
No.
Proceed.
One girl has almond eyes that win the beauty prize. The next golden relies on charms of force and mold.
I fly.
One as plain as sin,
Not I.
or Cleopatra's twin, or one to ornament with their gold.
Beyond the end, it may perhaps be so.
It's human nature, wherever you may go.
I swear for my part, whatever I may do, you'll never hear me saying I love you.
Won't you shake hands?
With you? No. You went this afternoon to the house of one of the most noble gentlewomen in the world to degrade her husband in her eyes, to try and kill her love for him. That I cannot forgive.
I want a drink.
I don't think our guest is very happy, Sharon.
You don't know what you started. Saeed and his friends have a big organization. They'll never let you get me back.
Did you ever think why?
Of course. The first sign of trouble in El Hami, they'll move in.
For heavens, I would fling all good providence from me with a prodigal hand, that I might clasp my Lydia to my bosom and say the world affords no smile to me. But here, if she holds out now, the devil's in it.
You hadn't realized that Mr. Rule's life would be in danger. You see, the assassination of a famous political leader is a very serious crime and is usually very rapidly dealt with. I only hope that you have not been foolish enough to alert your colleagues. My fortune. You that choose not by the view, chances fair and chooses true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you be well pleased with this and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where your lady is and claim her with a loving kiss. The name's wrong. She looks just like the character that I describe in my novel. Just as I imagine.
I'm blowed. What an extraordinary coincidence.
See, the thing is, I don't know how far this thing's going. Oh, darling, you're on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
Peter!
And it's probably my fault. I've been pushing you too hard. Driving my own ambition at the speed of light and not noticing what it's been doing to you.
You're wrong, Peter. You're
No,
wrong.
no.
I don't care what you say. I'm going to find
I
out.
want to apologize. I must have seemed very ungracious just now, but and I know you're right about the house and my duties to it, and I do care about it, really. It's just that for me, the conditions laid down were impossible.
The conditions no longer exist.
You mean Prodmore relents? He'll deal with me like a decent human being?
You do not deal with Mr. Prodmore. I've taken it over.
You? Taken over the house?
Yes.
Well, I do know that you love it, sir.
Yes.
Well, I don't mind losing it to you, to think. I would say that all the evidence is against you.
And you're delighted, of course.
Should I be sorry? You want too much, Jenny. You couldn't go on running both of us forever. I tuck my vest into them and then fasten my waistband and hope for the best.
Oh, Michael, really? Now then, what size are you, Michael?
Yes, size, Michael.
I've no idea.
Come on, stand up. Let me see. Come on, stand up. Arms up. There. 32. You're putting on weight, you know. Now then, what colour do you want?
Colour?
That's very important.
Well, I think I'll leave the whole thing to you, Christine.
Good. Right.
Love, unspoken faith, unbroken all life through. You see, I felt I'd told too much, that I'd put too much of myself into it. And then it was that I decided that the picture could never be exhibited. But when I got this offer from Paris, I thought perhaps I'd been foolish in imagining that I'd seen anything more in it. So I determined to make your portrait the principal thing in my exhibition. It never occurred to me that you would refuse.
Thank you.
Let me say at once, of course, I am mad. Had you shared my experience?
Anyone else?
And what am I? Captain Duval.
You are not a soldier, monsieur.
How did she ever come to choose you?
Divination.
Really are as foul as she says.
I have a gift for speaking the truth. It leaves a peculiar stench in her nostrils, something you have in common, I imagine.
You've gone too far, dear boy.
I'm James Jocelyn.
David Blaine.
I hire people on my gut reaction to them. I think we'll get along fine.
Well, thank you. I'm sure that we will.
Ellen, show Mr. Blaine to Sanderson's room. Let's see if you can find some clothes that will fit him. He looks to be about the same size.
An heir to your precious Manderley. And nobody in the world could ever prove that it wasn't yours. She turned round to face me, laughing. I fired at her heart. I want the name and address of the man who just purchased the car.
That's quite impossible.
Thank you so much. Louisa, would you see to it, please?
Jamie Hamilton. She's the air woman who's been so helpful to us in the past. Where can I locate her?
Has no one got the decency to come and see a dying man? What is it? We prayed for at least a month.
Stop them! Stop them quickly!
Oh, come back!
His grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison. Malice domestic, foreign levy. Nothing can touch him further. You did wonders with that chicken recipe. Where did you get the pate?
Cabinet at the end of your pantry?
And this brie.
You snuck it into your fridge when you weren't looking.
She's very young, Captain Ashburnham.
Yes, of course she is, poor little rat. But you're quite wrong, you know, really you are.
Am I?
I'm very fond of her, of course, and no doubt she's fond of me, but there's no more to it than that.
I wonder.
Oh, no, no, no. Leonora paid for their passage to come here, you know. She's very fond of her, too. Of course, we had to keep it a secret from Maisie, or she'd never have agreed.
You tell me that he's devoted to you. Well, you see, I don't understand the devotion that demands favors as if they're right, demands obedience, duty, love, devotion. Demands all, takes all, and gives nothing in return. I don't understand the devotion that spends itself in petty tyrannies and gross bullying. I don't understand the devotion that denies you any ray of light or glimpse of happiness.
Put her aside.
I cannot. I will not. Now, have I not sacrificed enough for this voracious country of mine? You see, my youth has gone by like a dream. Oh, don't let me.
I'm sorry, sir. But you should have thought of that before you were born rich.
I have reached the conclusion that neither your mother, Parthe, nor anyone else for that matter, is capable of moderating or controlling your interests, which should free you from all feeling of responsibility toward. As for me, I am now totally on your side. But for goodness sake, don't tell your mother or your sister.
Welcome to Venice. And this is Brian Foxwell, my right arm, who runs the gallery and tries to run my life.
Which certainly is not easy. It's wonderful to meet you. I've heard so much about you. My name is Sherlock Holmes. It is my business to know what other people don't know. My mind rebels at stagnation.
Holmes? Holmes?
The carpet prevents any possibility of a trap door. No, no.
What is it? And why did you beat the pavement with your stick?
Watson, we are spies in an enemy's territory. A considerable crime is in contemplation. I have, however, some knowledge of baritsu, or the Japanese system of wrestling, which has, on more than one occasion, been very useful to me. Oh, now, come, Watson. If Brunton can do it, then so can we. That is the question which beats in my brain like a hammer.
I suppose death is always with us.
Quite so. It is fortunate for the community that I am not a criminal. Well, well, well. I do not think I'm in need of booming.
Nobody crosses me and gets the better of it.
So many have said so, yet here I am. That is of the greatest importance. If your man is more dangerous than the late Professor Moriarty, is indeed worth meeting. Well done, Lestrade. What failure, what disgrace, against defeat! This is no practical joke. This is a serious crime. Watson, we have fallen upon bad times.
My dear fellow.
Stand back! Please stand right back! The law is what we live with, Inspector. Justice is sometimes harder to achieve.
If you marry her, I shall not only disinherit you, I shall excommunicate you. As God is my judge! Enough! So much has happened since you've been away. But we can share all that later.